was sitting on your lap. The oldest memory I have in life is when I was 3 years old, sitting on your lap, and I'm looking into your face and seeing you weep as you talk to us about God from Pilgrim's Progress. Don't you want your children to have that as their oldest memory? Family worship is invaluable. For the last 17 years of my life, I can say to you that family worship time is the most important thing I do in my life. I wouldn't miss it for anything in the world. It's the highlight of my day. Doesn't mean it always goes perfect. Doesn't mean it even always goes well. But I know, I feel to the core of my being, this is critical to have family worship. I don't know if you remember the space shuttle Columbia tragically disintegrating during its high-speed re-entry into the atmosphere in 2003. Do you remember the commander of it was Colonel Rick Husband? He was a conservative evangelical Christian. And before he launched into space for 18 days, he made 36 videos. 18 for his son, 18 for his daughter. Because he said, I'm going to be gone for 18 days, but I want to lead you in family worship every day, even when I'm gone. He wrote in a videotaped interview that was played at his memorial service these words: if I ended up at the end of my life having been an astronaut, but having sacrificed my family along the way, or living my life in a way that did not glorify God, then I would look back on it with great regret. Having become an astronaut would not have meant that much at all. I came to realize that what meant the most to me was to try to live my life as God wanted me to do, to be a good husband to Evelyn and a good father to my children. How precious do you think those 18 videos are to Rick Husband's family today, to each child? Isn't that the legacy that we want to leave to our children and our grandchildren? You know, we all want our churches to grow, don't we? But sometimes our most solid growth is internal growth. And it comes from families that are already there. And we need to nurture them. We need to nurture them in the home. And we as pastors need to lead the way so that people coming into our home see us engaging in family worship. We need to preach about it. We need to talk about it so that our families, our church families, engage in family worship and strive, albeit with shortcomings, what the Puritans said, we must seek to have our families be little churches, for that will be the backbone of the visible church. And so, what I want to do, my goals with you in this address as ministers of the gospel, are really fourfold. First, I want to set before you a kind of paradigm of family worship according to the scriptures and lace it with some of my own ideas and suggestions. Second, I want us to examine our own practice of leading family worship and ask ourselves what must change or what could change for the better. And then third, I want to challenge you to commit to preaching on this subject yourself. Perhaps to give out a little book or an audio recording of some kind to reach every family in your church with this call to family worship. And then fourth, I want you to seriously consider doing what the Puritans did when they officiated at the wedding of couples in their church. They went over to the couple's house shortly after they were married, and they modeled in front of the couple family worship to train their men to lead their families from day one in family worship. In fact, did you know that the Puritans took this so seriously that in their directory of worship, of public worship, they also talk about family worship These are the Westminster Divines of the 1640s. And they actually went so far that they barred the father from coming to the Lord's Supper if he refused to engage in regular daily family worship, because they said it's an integral part of daily life, and it's actually the foundation plank of child rearing. Now, you can do great family worship and still turn your family into a mess if you don't live what you're saying in family worship. But the point is this, you see, family worship is the foundation of child rearing. And that's what we need to get firmly into our minds. And so as family worship goes, often so will go the family. And as the family goes, so will go the home. And as the home goes, so will go the church. And as the church goes, so will go the nation. Family worship is the backbone of the whole venture of our society. That's what the Puritans taught.